Hey guys, how's it going? Today let's do the unboxing and overview of the GPD Win 3. This is the third generation of their Win line of gaming handhelds, which of course are actually portable computers since they run full-blown Windows. And I backed every one of these since the first one. So I got the GPD Win 1, which wasn't really a good handheld from a technical perspective. The controls weren't very good. The keyboard was like a typical Bluetooth keyboard that you would find on Amazon. But it was cool because it kind of revitalized the UMPC space. Before the GPD Win 1, UMPCs kind of, they were basically dead, right? No one was making them. And the GPD Win 1 really revitalized the space. Then the GPD Win 2 is a huge improvement, right? I still have the GPD Win 2, and it's my go-to handheld portable gaming system for those like Steam games that are kind of like indie games, or like even old school games. I used to play a lot of those. Actually, I played it with my friend maybe last month, the Capcom Dungeons and Dragons stuff. My friend came over and he was looking for a way to play it with me on Steam, and I just gave him the GPD Win 2 to use. It was a lot more convenient than using like my old laptop or something like that. So he was very surprised that there was a handheld gaming computer like that. And now there's a GPD Win 3. So this one came out on the market. This just got released, right? So yeah, May 2021. This just got released. Well, some tech reviewers actually got this device early for review, but they actually just started getting into the hands of backers. So as of right now. So yeah, although we saw some early reviews, we didn't actually get the device until now. Just want to note that. And I did get the bundle with the dock. So I have the docking station, and I paid a total of $950 US equivalent for this device plus the dock, which is right here. So that's a lot of money, but I did it because, first of all, I love the GPD Win series, and I've been backing them since the first one, and I love UMPCs. I'm a UMPC collector. You guys can see some of my other videos on UMPCs. I've done videos on the whole collection. So yeah, and I particularly like this form factor. So we'll see when we do the unboxing. Let's go ahead and do it. So this is a typical GPD box right here. GPD typically just has like a plain black box with their name, the brand, and then it says here quality, innovation, extreme service, Hong Kong company. All right, this is GPD Win 3 right here. I have it in white actually. So here it is. This is actually a screen protector, which we get with the device, which is nice. Get that, screen protector. And then this actions speak louder than words. Okay, sure. And this is the GPD Win 3 itself. Let's put that aside for now. Whoops. And then here we have probably the manual or the warranty. Yes, this is the manual, right? Chinese, but also in English as well. I'm sure we'll figure out how to use it. It shouldn't be too hard to figure that out. Okay. I also want to test to see if the controls are an improvement on the Win Max, which I also used before. Screen protector accessories, interesting. I guess this is just, I think this is just a cloth, right? Let's open it. Yeah, it's just a microfiber cloth. And then we get dust absorber. Okay, alcohol prep pad. Okay, interesting. So we get some nice little extras here for our screen. Make sure the screen is very important. All right, that's all here, and then this box here is the charger. So it should be USB-C, pretty standard for these devices. I mean, even the Win 2 is USB-C, so whoops. Yep, so this was the charging brick. So USB-C, and should be getting a cable. Yep, so this is a USB-C cable, USB-C charger. Okay, we'll put this back in because I already have a ton of USB-C chargers. I don't really need this one, so I can just put it back in here. All right, then we have the dock, which is, so This device, I particularly like the form factor because it is very reminiscent of the Sony Vaio UX series. And I've said for a very long time how the Sony Vaio UX is one of my favorite designs of all time, right? So for comparison, I do have the Sony Vaio UX with me. And this is my model that I got many years ago. This is the 007 special edition made for the James Bond film Casino Royale, which actually had an appearance of this device in one of the scenes. But yes, I love the Sony Vaio UX form factor, right? I was, looking at UMPCs. To me, this is the UMPC form factor for small devices, right? It's awesome. I mean, just look at it. It just looks futuristic even today, right? You have like the small pocket computer in your hand, mouse cursor goes right here, and then you have mouse inputs, fingerprint reader. The screen just slides up like this. You can type on the keyboard here. I mean, it just looks futuristic, right? And I just thought it was so cool when it came out, and especially back in 2006, which is when this came out, right? When people saw this thing, they must have been like, wow, this is so cool, right? I guess that's why James Bond used it in the film. I mean, you just see this device, and it looks futuristic, it looks very gadgety, and something that James Bond or Inspector Gadget or something someone would use like that. But yeah, it just looks cool, So yes, I've always wondered, why haven't anyone built another machine like this, right? The Okio Model 2 did it. That was the only other company I know of that does this lifting, this kind of form factor where the screen kind of just lifts up like this, exposing the keyboard in a very small pocketable form factor, right? And GPD, obviously, I can show you guys the Win 2, and you can see how different it is in form factor. This is the Win 2, right? Lifts up like this. And I mean, it's an okay form factor. This is the one they use for the GPD XD Plus, a lot of their other devices. GPD Win Max, obviously, they use the same form factor as well. It's kind of just like a pocket laptop, right? Although you would not use this one as a laptop. The Win Max you can use as a laptop. This one, you can't really use as a laptop, but still you can use it as a thumb typeable device, right? And still really nice device, even 3 years later. This came out in 2018. Even 3 years later, the Win 2 is very, very nice. I like it. But I always thought, why always have this kind of form factor, and everyone else kind of copied. They had the GPD Pocket, which is a kind of a netbook form factor, and then one netbook copied it as well. And then one netbook came out with the One GX1, which is kind of using a Nintendo Switch type of form factor. But I always wondered, why hasn't anyone ever come out with a Sony Vaio UX form factor again? And here finally it is. I saw the renders of the GPD Win 3 and I was like, no way. They finally did it. They finally used this form factor, which I loved for such a long time. I've always wanted to see another UMPC come out with this form factor besides the Okio Model 2, which is also rare and hard to find and discontinued and underpowered, by the way, right? But I want to see a modern UMPC use this form factor, right? And I was like, man, that's my dream form factor for UMPC. Just have another device like this, but update it with modern specs and everything, and so you can play modern games and just have modern specs on it. I was just like, just put the new internals, get whatever Core M processor that you have, and then put in some more RAM. Obviously, have the Iris graphics in here, and yeah, why not? Like, just have a computer like this, just like this, but update it with modern specs. And yeah, finally GPD comes out and answers my kind of my prayer, right, with this device, and I finally have it. Look at this. There you go. Wow. Now the major difference actually here is this keyboard is, I believe it's a touch keyboard. It's not a tactile keyboard. So almost like feels like there's a screen protector on this. Is there? Almost feels like there is a screen protector on it. Maybe I shouldn't try to peel it off, but it definitely feels like there is. But yeah, that's the one thing about this device. Like, I like that they used the Vaio UX form factor, but so the Vaio UX keyboard, I mean, it's not like the best keyboard or anything. It's very flat, and honestly, I prefer the Okio Model 2 keyboard because it's not as flat as this. But at least it's something, right? It's tactile, right? You can press down on it, at least. Whereas with the Win 3, it's like all touch. There's no tactile, no tactility, right? You can't press down on it. It's just, it's touch. That's the one thing I don't like about the Win 3 form factor. I like that they got the UX form factor, but it's just, Yeah, they really should have made this a bit more tactile. And I will show you guys actually the Okio Model 2. So the Okio Model 2, the only other UMPC to use this kind of form factor, this keyboard's really much better than the UX actually, right? This one's much more tactile. You can see the UX keys are very flat, but at least you can kind of press on them. Very flat, but at least you can kind of press on them. The Model 2, this one has a much more raised keyboard here, which is a lot better. I think, and it even has a numpad here, so that you can, yeah, you can press on it pretty well. So ideally, the Win 3 would kind of have something like the Okio Model 2. I think that would be perfect. If I were to, you know, be on the GPD design team, I would say, hey, look at the Okio Model 2. This is, you know, this keyboard would have been nice to have, right? That kind of tactility. But instead, you get this touch keyboard, which is, at least it's there. I mean, the main competitor to the GPD Win 3 is the Aya Neo, which I did not back and I did not get, and the reason is because it doesn't have a keyboard, and I do feel like I do need the keyboard sometimes for, you know, operating Windows for non-gaming related reasons, and even some games, right, actually do need the keyboard as well. So yeah, I mean, I just prefer to have a keyboard. It's nice to have as an option, and I wouldn't, the main reason I didn't get the Aya Neo, I recognize that's a really nice device, right? Aya Neo got really good reviews, and it's basically a gaming tablet, right? But there's no keyboard on it, so if you do want to do some standard Windows stuff, like non-gaming stuff, you can't do it, at least not very easily. And in some games, you do need to have a keyboard, right? So like inputting names and stuff, so it's just nice to have it. So at least the Win 3 has it. And then the controls here, I can compare it to the Win 2. I don't have the Win Max anymore, unfortunately, but I can compare it to the Win 2. So this one doesn't have any, the analog sticks here, you can't press down on them. This one you can. The Win Max, you can also press down on them. So I think the Win Max probably had some of the best ones I've used. This one's pretty good as well. I like that it has some texture on the controls here. So these analog sticks have some texture, pretty nice to use, and you can press down on them, pretty nice. I think it's better than the ones on the Win 2. And about, I would say about very similar to the Win Max, although they have different textures. This one has like a rubbery texture on them. The Win Max one does not, I don't think. Then the D-pad here is, I'm just comparing to the Win 2 one. I think it's also better than the one on the Win 2. This D-pad's also similar to the one on the Win Max. So pretty nice, right? I want to say the Win Max controls are pretty much better in every way than the Win 2. And I should really, just remembering what how it felt on the Win Max here. Yeah, I mean, definitely better than the 1GX1. The 1GX1 controllers suck. I mean, they're just very cheap feeling, plasticky. So any of the Win devices, except for the Win 1, would be better than the 1GX1. But yeah, this, yeah, pretty nice D-pad, and these face buttons a little bit small. That's really about it. The ones on the Win 2, a little bit bigger, maybe slightly easier to press. I would have preferred these ones to be slightly bigger, but it is fine, I guess. It's fine. What is this? Some kind of fingerprint sensor, I guess? So it's nice that they put it, I guess it's a fingerprint sensor, I guess. Nice that they have that. Start button right here, I guess, or no, this is a start button. Okay, so the start button's right here. Start button and select button. It's kind of hidden away here. They're not really, yeah, they're not great to press or anything, but you're not going to be using them that often. So that's fine, I guess. Whereas on the Win 2, they're actually down here on the keyboard itself. So it's fine, at least it's on the face plate, right? I don't know what this X button's for. Maybe it's a reset button or something. I don't know. It's just an extra button here. Now there's the mode switch here from gaming controller to mouse and keyboard mode. So I guess this will work the same way as the Win 2, where you have the mouse and keyboard mode. So that's pretty cool that they have that. I mean, that they have mouse and keyboard mode on something like this. I mean, that's just something that the GPD Win really did kind of well. I think when I reviewed the 1 GX1, it was a really annoying way to switch from the mouse and controller. You had to do basically like a ritual dance with the different controllers and press down on them and then hold down some buttons and stuff like that. Like that was really annoying to do. This is just one button switch and then you're instantly in mouse and keyboard mode and then instantly back in game controller mode, exactly the same as in the other Win devices. So very easy to switch, right? Compared to like the one Mix and the one netbook devices. And now here you have a micro SD card slot, pretty crucial, right, for a gaming console device. Obviously, you need to be able to expand the storage. Down here you have a USB-C charger, and I'm guessing these are speakers. So nice to have that. And then up here you have one USB-A port right here, USB 3.1 I'm guessing, headphone jack, and a power button right here, plus and minus for volume. And you have R1, L1, and R2 and L2. So let me feel out the trigger controls. Pretty nice, actually. Very clicky, very tactile. Feels pretty nice. And compare them to the Win 2 again. The Win 2s are definitely smaller, but there's 3 of them on the Win 2. So on the back, there's 3 of them. Yeah, but because they're so small, it's definitely not as easy to hit as the ones on the Win 2. I feel like the ones on Win 2 are better, just because you don't even need this many shoulder buttons on the Win 2. The Win 2, I think they added too many. They added L3 and R3, which you don't really even need that much. And then the decrease the size of the other ones to compensate. Well, this one, I'd rather just have bigger shoulder buttons to hit. And this one actually goes back like that. Yeah, so this one, you see like the L2 and R2, it's just buttons, right? It's clicky, but they're just buttons. But this one actually like flips back a bit when you press on it, just like you would expect on a gaming controller, like for a console. So it actually flips back a little bit, which is cool. That's like that gives you a better feeling for like FPS games, I would say, right? So that it flips back. So that's cool feeling. And you have ventilation up here. And on the back here, not much really. I guess you have additional controls here on the back. What are these ones? Okay, so you have even more controls on the back here. So you might use those ones. This might be L3 and R3 even, which, I don't know, I guess some games might use them. I don't personally use L3 or R3 in any game, but some games might use them. Right, actually, if you do need L3 and R3, you can just use these ones, right? That's what I usually use. It's the analog sticks. You can press them down. So these are even extra buttons that you can use for something. You can see the fan here. That's pretty much it. And let me give you a rundown of the specs here. Obviously this is going to be much more powerful than the Win 2, but let's compare it to the Win Max. Okay, so this is a 5.5 inch display. Win Max is obviously bigger, 8-inch display. That's the whole purpose of the Win Max, is to exist as a bigger, right, gaming handheld and also be a laptop as well. So those are the advantages of the Win Max. It's basically you can use it as a mini laptop, maybe even competing with the GPD P2 Max, and it obviously has a bigger screen. But let's look at the different processors. So the Win 3 has the i7-1165G7. This is the model I have, and the Win Max has an i5-1035G7. So it's a processor generation behind. So you do get all the benefits of the Intel. Now we're actually at the Intel Iris Xe graphics. So the Win 3 has the Intel Iris Xe graphics, whereas the Win Max has the Iris Plus 940 graphics. TDP is about the same, 15 to 25, well 28 watts, a little bit higher in the Win 3. Win Max is 25 watts. More execution units on the Win 3. You get, 96 compared to 64. And then you get a bit better memory as well, 4266 memory compared to 3200 on the Win Max. It has 16 gigs of memory, about the same as the Win Max, and 1 terabyte of SSD storage, whereas the Win Max had 512 gigabytes. And also bumps up the PCI Gen 4, as the Win Max had PCI Gen 3, and also bumps up the NVMe to 1.4 as well. And it has Thunderbolt 4 instead of Thunderbolt 3, so I'm guessing this port is Thunderbolt 4. So one thing I did notice about the Win 3 is that it lacks a dedicated video port, whereas on the Win 2 even, you see on the Win 2 that it has a micro HDMI, port right here, whereas the Win 3 does not. The Win 3 doesn't have any dedicated video out port, but I guess you can use this one, Thunderbolt 4, and I guess that's also what the dock is for, right? It's to help with the video output. Win Max obviously has a better keyboard. Win 3 just, again, I don't like this keyboard, but at least it's there. That's all I can say about it. But the Win Max obviously has a better keyboard. It's almost like a laptop. And yeah, I'm going to unbox the dock now, because the dock will actually provide a lot of functionality that the Win 3 might be missing in terms of the ports. So this dock is meant to emulate the Vaio UX dock, I believe. So that's another thing that they copied from the Sony Vaio UX. Alright, so here it is. Even has this little display thing. Yeah, this thing is to support the device. Okay. Alright, so let's take a look at the dock here. I think this accessory is kind of a must if you're going to do any sort of video output on the GPD Win 3. So, of course, this is Thunderbolt 3, connects to the Win 3, and then at the back here you have 6 ports. Yep, none on the side. You just get 6 ports on the back. Okay, so you get pass-through Thunderbolt 4, HDMI 2B, I believe, and then you get 3 more USB 3.2 Type A, and then you get RJ45, your Ethernet port right there. So those are the 6 ports that you get. And then we can actually put this, goes like right here. Yep, I think it has to go right here. Oops. It doesn't fit. Alright, so this one just goes in like that. Okay. Alright, and then you would put your GPD Win 3 on the dock, like so. Right, and it sits on the dock like that. Again, very similar to the UX, to the Vaio UX. And I actually do have the UX dock for comparison as well. So this is a Sony Vaio UX dock. Look how much bigger and chunkier it looks. But you're talking about 2006 here, right? So first of all, the Vaio UX dock uses a proprietary connector to the Vaio UX. And what you see here, right, there's a proprietary connector here, which actually they had a lot more proprietary connectors back in the day for expansions and dongles and stuff like that. Now we have the benefit of USB-C, but back then we did not have that. Just had proprietary stuff. And we have, what's this, Firewire? We have Firewire. This is just for kicks, by the way, just for if you're just curious to see what this old dock has. Yeah, it's the headphone jack. Wait, is this headphone jack? No, it's actually AV out. Yep, it's an AV out, so this goes to a composite cable, I believe. Yep, composite cable here, USB 2, I guess, I'm guessing. Not sure what this is for. I'm guessing this is S400, so Firewire 400. Then you have VGA and 2 USB 2s. Ethernet has always been there since the dawn of time for computers, and then we have the proprietary DC in. So yeah, that's the dock for Sony, and then you can see how much slimmer the dock is for the Win 3. But yeah, they copied the dock too, so you can see how similar it looks, right? The GPD Win 3, I can put it right here, and then the Vaio UX, I can put right here. Yeah, see, there you go. Two brothers separated by 15 years. Yep. So obviously the Win 3 is a bigger device and it's much more powerful, right? And one more comparison for those of you who are curious. Oh, there's not an easy way to remove this. Just there. To kind of just there. Yep. For those of you who are curious, this is the Nintendo Switch. So that's how the Nintendo Switch compares to it. So yes, 5.5-inch display, and we get a 6-inch display on the Nintendo Switch. So you can see, of course, the Nintendo Switch has a slightly bigger display. And the controls on the Nintendo Switch are still better, I think, especially the face buttons. Face buttons on the Win 3 are a little bit small, harder to hit, and I think the Nintendo Switch face buttons are a bit better. Analog controllers, roughly about the same, I would say. D-pad's also maybe on Nintendo Switch is a little bit better because there's a little bit more separation, but it is a slightly bigger device as well. So anyways, that is comparison between the Nintendo Switch and the Win 3. If you guys are interested in that size comparison there, that was it. So guys, I'm going to boot up some games and see how this little device does. So yeah, so far looking really cool, and I can't wait to try it out. Yeah, also another thing about the Vaio UX that you're not going to see in pretty much any portable computer now is the removable battery. So this actually has a removable battery, and you can swap it out with a battery with a larger capacity, which I have a few batteries for this computer, but yeah, we're never going to see that again because yeah, this you're not going to see removable batteries on anything anymore, really. Not on phones, laptops. It's pretty much done away with now because yeah, companies want to sell more laptops, more phones, more portable devices to you. It's not going to happen if you can infinitely swap out the batteries, So yeah, when ThinkPads got rid of the power bridge feature, which was a swappable battery feature, the hot swappable battery feature, then it's bad, right? When even ThinkPads get rid of that feature, then there's pretty much no hope of that feature ever coming back to any portable device. So yeah, so that's another feature of the Vaio UX that really we're not going to see again. And also the fact that it had a camera. I mean, look at this, right? It had a motion eye camera in the back. There's actually a camera shutter button right here. And that's what I mean when I say the Vaio UX is so beloved, because it's so ahead of its time, right? I mean, look, you can take a picture using this thing back in 2006. That was really cool. And you can even have different modes. There's even a macro mode here. So you can take macro shots here, or you can use the standard lens. Like that's just really cool, right? With a portable computer, right, that runs Windows XP. And the fingerprint sensor, right, which you only started seeing on consumer laptops fairly recently, I would say in the last 5 years. But the Vaio UX had it all the way back in 2006, right? That was definitely ahead of its time. Didn't see many fingerprint sensors back then. Stylus, of course, for resistive touchscreens, which the Vaio UX and pretty much every touchscreen device back then had was a resistive touchscreen, so you had to use a stylus. But that's normal for the time. An antenna right here, because you can actually get optional 3G, I believe. So yeah, it had a modem inside you can optionally install for business travelers, and then they can actually put an antenna here, and then you can actually use it on the go with you without having to connect to Wi-Fi. So yeah, so many things this little device could do. So it's no wonder that it had so many fans back then. But yeah, if you guys want to know more about the Vaio UX and the Yokio Model 2 and see it in action, I do have a video comparing the two that I showed both of them, demoing the two against each other. So go check that video out on my channel if you haven't seen it. I do turn both of them on. You can see both of them in action. Alright, so now I've set up the GPD Win 3 and installed some games on it. So I'm going to test it out and see how they perform. So. Right, turn it on, and let me show you the fingerprint sensor. Should work pretty well. There you go. There is no webcam, by the way, so no Windows Hello on the webcam, just the fingerprint. But I'm not sure. I don't think anyone's really going to be using this for video conferencing or anything, anyways, right? So yeah, the loss of a webcam doesn't really mean much here. You don't really need it for gaming either. And then another thing is, once you lift up, the keyboard lights up. Of course, it's backlit. There is some haptic feedback on these keys, like you feel a slight bit of vibration under your fingers when you press it. A little bit of haptic feedback. It does help, but it's definitely still not as good as a full tactile keyboard. So yeah, I would have preferred if GPD put a nice tactile keyboard here with actual buttons instead of just this touch display. Even if there's haptic feedback, it still doesn't feel very comfortable, and it's also easy to make mistakes because your fingers can, with this kind of keyboard. That's why when Microsoft made the Surface Pro and stuff with remember the touch keyboards, no one really bought them, right? Everyone bought the type keyboards, right, with the keys. No one bought the touch keyboards because it's just, yeah, it's annoying to touch on these touch keyboards, right? It's very easy to accidentally hit something. So really wish in the next revision, maybe the GPD Win 4, that they'll put physical keyboards on this. So that's one gripe, but at least it's here, right? And it is useful if you're going to use this for more than just gaming, or if you want to input a name or something like that, passwords, stuff like that, then obviously having this keyboard is better than nothing. which is one reason I got this, major reason I got this over the Neo. And yeah, the display here is a 1280 by 720 display, right? It's not full HD or anything, but it's touchscreen. So just like the GPD Win 2 and most other GPD devices, I'd say it's a touchscreen. So yeah, you can definitely use your fingers or whatever. If you do need to do that in some games, like I would think visual novels, for example, that would be pretty useful. Point and click adventure games, maybe using the finger is better. All right, so I'm mouse and keyboard mode right now. All right, let's play a few games. I got Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition here. And just be aware the fans will be running at full speed, right? So you might feel a little bit hot here because whenever you're playing games like this, fans are going to be running full tilt. And I'm going to be switching from mouse and keyboard mode to gamepad mode here. Right, should work. And maybe, yeah, you guys can hear the fans. It's definitely spinning. Alright, start button should work here. Oh, you know what? I'm going to move my mouse away from there so you don't see it on the screen. Right there. Back to keyboard mode, okay. Alright, running at 60 FPS in the menus. Of course, what matters is the gameplay, so let's see how it runs.
Oh, damn. We had no business surviving that. Someone somewhere wants to see us pull out of this.
A moment of luck, a sea of misfortune.
Okay, interesting. Okay, long charge. Okay. Alright, yeah, it's running at 60 FPS. Pretty solid. Pretty solid. This is the Intel Iris Xe graphics, guys. The best Intel integrated chip available. It's pretty smoothly so far. So, my Duke's 90 foot. It's my Duke's 90 foot. Ooh.
Ugly alert.
What the?
It's my leash, okay. Crouch. Okay. We're only going to play a few minutes of each game, right? Don't want to spend too much time, just want to show you guys the performance of each game. So 60 FPS, pretty solid in Bulletstorm here. Movement is actually going on.
Choppers, grab some cover. Persistent sons of bitches, I'll give them that. Copter's damaged. Going down. Come on. We're lucky we can patch that bird up and get ourselves a ride out.
Alright. Yeah, there's some gameplay there. I mean, everything works, 60 FPS, pretty solid. All the controls work, so I'm happy about that. That's Bulletstorm Full Clip Edition. Yeah, that's Duke Nukem's Tour. Okay. So it worked there, and then next up we're gonna play, let's play Just Cause 3. Man, this fan, definitely you can hear it. I mean, that's what you get when you have a handheld gaming handheld like this. Alright, 60 FPS now, cool. Let's start. Speakers are alright. I mean, they're stereo. That's definitely better than what you get on, like, say, a smartphone for sure. It's better than the Nintendo Switch, right? The Nintendo Switch's speakers are probably... Yeah, I think it's a little bit better than the Nintendo Switch's speakers, I think. My opinion. Let's get that. Yeah. Alright. Okay, running at 30 FPS right now. Of course, this is a game that has a lot of destruction on the screen, so nice to test out. Unlimited rockets, baby. Yeah, about 30 to 40 FPS. Now back to 60 when there's not as much action. Yeah, it's pretty good. I mean, it's definitely better than anything the One Netbook 1GX can handle. Although I haven't tried the 1GX 1 Pro yet. I'm curious to see how that one would stack up against this. And the AN Neo as well would be nice. Well, yeah, the AN Neo would be nice to test out against this as well. Wait, parachute. I get my signature. No, I don't get my grappling claw, do I? Oh yeah, I do. There we go. Yeah, I'm gonna get my grappling hook. That's a signature thing of Just Cause. It's the guy have that grappling hook. Yeah. Sweet.
Whoa! Amigo! I could use some help! Get up here and give me a hand, and climb fast!
Oh, he's up there.
The militia are here! Take him out!
Oh. Alright, I'm not sure what happened there. It looks like the game just crashed. So maybe it can't really play Just Cause 3, I don't know. The game kind of just crashed there, that sucks. I'm not sure how common that's going to be. Let's test out a few more games and see if that's really an issue. Let's try Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Pretty demanding game as well. Alright. Okay, let's do continue here. This is at full volume. Oh no, it's yeah. Okay, let's put it full volume.
She'd eluded him for years, but now seemed just a few steps ahead.
Yeah, it's weird that the Just Cause game crashed. Huh. Alright, so Witcher I'm getting 24 FPS right now. 20 FPS. So it's definitely not as playable as the other games we tried. Okay, so maybe this might be the limits of the Intel XC graphics. Witcher 3 is still kind of a struggle for it, which is a little bit disappointing, but I mean, this is a very demanding game, so
I'll give you such a washing.
it is a very demanding game, but still, yeah, you would expect that it could run something, maybe at least reasonably well. Maybe I turn down the graphic settings, it can run this. But yeah, about 20 something FPS right now.
God's preserve.
Step away.
That's even with not much action going on right now. I bet when action comes, the frame rate might drop even more. Okay, so there's definitely some stuttering here.
Hey now. You sound like shit in a boat, you know. Oi, find cover. That's just it. Day in, day out, taverns empty. Not like before.
Alright, yeah, so Witcher 3 I think is a little bit too taxing on the system.
I'm telling you.
It's not really getting 30 FPS, so this is kind of pushing the system. Yeah. Alright, so I guess Witcher, there, just dipped below 20 also. Yeah, I guess Witcher is kind of a no-go for this system. Alright, next up, let's try Agents of Mayhem. This is another fairly demanding game. It's made by the same developers of Saints Row. Okay, here we go. So, what are you running at? 40 FPS? 30s, 40s FPS right now. Oh, nope, sometimes it dips. Okay, interesting. Ooh. Okay, so definitely it's running, but sometimes it dips like this. Yeah, that's not good. Okay.
Reminder, the Mayhem employee picnic is for personnel and their spouses only. Leave the children at home. Nobody needs your little rough rats running around and making a mess.
It's Mayhem, okay. This one. Let me select my guy here. Oh, I have Johnny Gat. Johnny Gat, Daisy, and then I got this Tony Stark looking guy. Okay, let's do it.
The more the merrier.
Okay, so this is when there's action on the screen. Okay, I'm getting 60 here, so that's pretty nice, but it's inconsistent. Sometimes it dips. Oh, let's see.
This is worth more than fair makes.
Okay, so it's fairly smooth, but sometimes it dips. But it's been fairly smooth most of the time. I think it's Agents of Mayhem. Agents of Mayhem seems alright to me. It's not like fully playable like all the time, but for most of the time it is. So. Oh, okay.
Target found!
What shall we get? There we go. Alright, so yeah, that's Agents of Mayhem. I think most of the time it's playable. It's just that sometimes I saw the frame rates dip a bit, but most of the time it seems playable. So yeah, that's fine. Alright, and then next, let's try Shadow Warrior 2. See how well. Yeah, let's see how well this game runs. Well, this one is really high. Look at that. It goes up to 350. Holy crap. Okay, so Shadow Warrior 2 getting about 60 FPS. Sometimes going to the 50s, but you know, still really good. Yeah, it's pretty solid. Oh, 70 FPS now. Pretty nice. Very cool. Yeah, this one definitely seems pretty playable. Oh, now it's all the way up to 100, 120. Okay. So yeah, Shadow Warrior 2 is definitely very, very playable. This one goes from 60 to even to 120 sometimes.
It's a shame to let good dynamite go to waste. Whoa!
Let's see your Sam. Okay. Yep, anyways. Yep, this seems pretty playable. Shadow Warrior 2. So yeah, definitely it looks good. Cool. Very, very playable. I want 140 FPS, and I'm not, or even 100. Wow, it's going up into 200 sometimes. Really, really good. Yep, so yeah, Shadow Warrior 2 is really good. Okay, that runs really well. And finally, let's try out the game that I tried to try out on the 1GX1 before, and actually didn't run it very well. Because as you guys can see my review of the 1GX1, it was very disappointing, right? It just couldn't perform well. I was using Ice Lake graphics, I think, or Comet Lake maybe, I think. But yeah, it just couldn't perform well. So, you know, GPD Win 3 I'm expecting to be much better than the 1GX1 non-pro version, that is. I have not tested the pro version yet. But yeah, that one was like not really even playable on a game like this. This is not even that demanding of a game. Right. Alright, so here. Single splash. Should have no problem running this game. This is very low requirements. Yep, 60 FPS. Yep, 60 FPS. So it's definitely very, very playable on the Win 3. So definitely a lot better than 1GX1. All the controls work really well actually with the games that I'm playing. I mean, most modern games do support what I'm guessing is the X input, so yeah, I'm not having any problems here. just getting solid 60 FPS throughout in this game. No issues. Okay. Anyways, yeah, this game works pretty well. Solid 60 FPS. That's Seven Kagura Peach Beach Splash. It's not a demanding game, but I just want to, you know, just to see how well it works here and here anyways. Alright, next up, let's try Destroy All Humans. It's a relatively recent game, and interesting, okay. It's because it doesn't like fraps. Yeah, I tried this game on the 1GX1 as well, and didn't run too well on that computer, so I'm expecting it to run well on this, because GPD Win 3 has been looking pretty nice so far, actually, for most of the games, except for Witcher 3. And Just Cause, I think it's just like kind of a weird issue that it crashed, but it should be running that one pretty fine most of the time. Okay, here we go. 120 FPS at the menu screen. Okay, so running at 30s, 40s, not too bad. Oh, 20 sometimes.
Good work, Crypto. You just collected an overloaded brain stem. Only 11 more to go.
Okay, so yeah, mostly 30s, 40s on this game, which is definitely better than the 1GX1 I tried with before. Of course, this is the Intel Iris Xc, which is a major upgrade over the previous generation Intel integrated graphics, actually.
With the multifunctional Able Pro, extract and collect any extracted brain stems.
Yeah, this one seems pretty playable.
But remember, no unlicensed uses. Read the warning label.
Let's see. Disintegrator rays, Zapomatic. Let's use Zapomatic. Okay. That's locked. Anal probe.
Fire an electromagnetic pulse that disables your weapons.
Oh. Alright, so yeah, that's Destroy All Humans, the remake. Yeah, pretty good. I would say not like amazing or anything, but it was definitely like.
Crypto, I'm granting you a license.
Yep. So yeah, pretty good. Not amazing or anything, but definitely playable. So yeah, that's Destroy All Humans. Alright, finally let's do a game that came out just last year, pretty recently. Let's do Mafia Definitive Edition. This is the remake of the original Mafia game. So let's try this one out. Nice. Alright, let's continue.
Those first days in Salieri's bar were slow. I moved crates, delivered messages. The guys busted balls and told stories from the old country.
I noticed the switch from
I got to thinking,
this little switch here. It's a little bit fragile. Yeah. From controller to mouse and keyboard, I noticed this one's a little bit fragile. I can see it kind of like sticking out like this. I hope it doesn't break. Because it is a switch that I will use a lot to go from the Windows desktop to playing a game, right? Going from the controller to the mouse and keyboard, so I hope that one holds up. It seems pretty fragile. Salieri. Okay, so it's running at about 30s, 40s FPS. Alright, and keep in mind this is a pretty recent game. This came out last year, 2020, so the remake of the original Mafia. So that's alright, I guess. I mean, considering this is the integrated graphics we're talking about, right? It's not dedicated, it's integrated. It can run Mafia Definitive Edition. It's pretty good, actually.
Oh, Vinny sent to say he's got something for you, Tom. Head to him first. Probably just wants to tell you some bullshit story about some guy he whacked 20 years ago.
Hey, just the guy. I saw this, and I thought of you.
Take the gun.
You ever carried a rat?
Shot him at the fair a couple of times.
Right. They don't count. Pointed at the target over there. Good posture, real mean. Now bang. Brain all off the walls. Okay, now show me a reload.
Oh, gotta get ammo.
I open the chamber and away you go. Alright, last thing. Needs to be hit. Stick it in your belt. Good to go. And when shooting starts, get behind some. And don't shit yourself.
Thanks, Vincenzo. I appreciate it.
Hey, the Frank and the boss is Vincenzo. To you. It's Vinny.
And all the games I'm playing on are just the default graphics, whatever they set it at, which isn't necessarily the lowest, I think. Actually pretty good.
Oh, with the shit.
It's not the highest level graphics, but it's not like super low quality or anything. Like this one looks alright. Right there.
You know how to get into one of these, Tommy?
Elbow goes through. Reach inside. Easy.
And in the afternoon to fix the window back up. Watch. And learn.
You're a regular magician, Ralphie.
Come on, Tommy. Show me what you bring me something good to work on.
Alright.
Have a good day, fellas.
Alright, there we go. Alright, there we go. Alright, so yeah, that's Mafia Definitive Edition, running at about 30s FPS right now, sometimes 40s. Just driving around.
This is taking forever.
Yeah, this is actually pretty good. I mean, considering this game is really recent, it's actually pretty impressive, and this is, you know, Intel Iris Xe graphics. Pretty good. I'm actually pretty impressed by this. Yeah, definitely playable. It's not like the highest frame rate or anything, of course. Not going to compare to a desktop computer, but it's definitely very, very playable. So, and definitely better than any other gaming handheld I've used before, right? I don't know any other previous gaming handheld, like definitely not the Win 2, the Win Max. Well, actually maybe the Win Max, but I don't know, I haven't tried this game on the Win Max. But yeah, definitely haven't really played any other handheld that has this level of performance from something, especially this size, right? Considering this is much smaller than the Win X, this is actually really impressive. Oh yeah, one other thing I forgot to show is that these two buttons at the back here, the back of the device, this one on the left doesn't really do much, but the right one I noticed in any game or just on the desktop, just anytime you're on this device, hitting it will bring up the Windows menu here where you can lock the computer, switch the user, sign out, or bring up the task manager. So this is actually pretty useful in case you do need quick access to the task manager. I know a lot of times I use it when a game crashes or something like that. Now I always use the task manager. But yeah, anytime you can hit the right button here, and it'll bring up this screen here. So that's pretty useful. And I'm not sure if you can remap them in other games, but yeah, it's just nice to have them there. But just be aware you don't want to accidentally click it. So like if you're playing a game or something like that, and you're like, you know, being really intense, you don't want to accidentally hit these buttons, because this will just bring it up and take you out of the game, right? You don't want that to happen. But it's also useful for times where you're like stuck in a game, frozen or something like that. Then you can, like, you know, quickly come here and bring up the task manager. So yep, that's what that button does in Windows by default, at least. Alright guys, so yeah, that's the GPD Win 3 and the performance, and I have to say I'm pretty impressed. This is definitely the best performing handheld, at least of this size, that I've ever used. You know, definitely obviously blows away the Win 2, but also even compared to, you know, 1GX obviously blows away the 1GX1 as well. I'm not sure about the 1GX1 Pro, but it definitely blows away the 1GX1. And yeah, I mean, compared to the Win Max, I think it's even pretty competitive. So the main competitors here are the AN Neo, which I have not used before yet, and the 1GX1 Pro. So if you want to compare to those two, okay, this is about $950, maybe $1,000. And this one, I think it's reasonably costed for what it is, because if you look at the AN Neo, that's also around $1,000. The major difference on the AN Neo is it has a 7-inch display. This one is only 5.5 inches. So the AN Neo, 800p 7-inch display. This is 720p 5.5-inch display. And of course the AN Neo has AMD Ryzen 5 4500U, whereas this one runs an Intel Core i7-1165 G7 with Intel Iris Xe graphics. The AN Neo has AMD Radeon graphics, which I think probably is better. So yeah, I think you get a better GPU with the AN Neo, but you lose out on the keyboard, right? So this one has that keyboard in case you need it. It's not the great keyboard, right? It's not great or anything, but at least you have it. The AN Neo is just, if you want something that just plays games, I think that's really good. It's been getting really good reviews. It's kind of like the Alienware UFO concept that we saw before, except without the detachable controllers. It's really just a big, I mean, it's basically like a, yeah, Nintendo Switch, you know, without the detachable controllers, or the Alienware UFO without detachable controllers. Pretty much similar to that. It's just a gaming tablet, right, that runs Windows games. So if all you guys are after are gaming, like not doing anything else besides gaming, not going to use the desktop too much, then I think the AN Neo is pretty good, around the same price, but you get better graphics performance with the AMD Radeon graphics. CPU, I'm not sure if it's better or not, but I think the GPU is definitely better. And then the One Netbook GX1 Pro, I would say is overpriced, because if you look at the AN Neo and the GPD Win 3, these are both around $1,000 US. The One Netbook One GX1 Pro is $1,400 US. That's a lot, right? And what are you getting out of that? You're getting the exact same CPU, the i7-1160 G7, pretty much the same as this one. Intel Iris Xe graphics, pretty much the same as this one. The major difference is you get like a mini laptop, right? So if you really want to use your computer on the desktop, you know, doing other stuff, not just gaming, then maybe the One GX1 Pro makes sense. It also has a bigger display, 7-inch 1920 by 1200, more resolution. But yeah, it's got the detachable controllers, so there's that as well. So I'm not sure if that's worth the $400 premium though. So I would say it's really up to your tastes and needs, right? So if you want to use your portable handheld for just gaming and nothing else, I would suggest the AN Neo, probably the way to go. If you want to use your handheld for doing other stuff like typing, writing, surfing the web, doing like desktop Windows stuff, then I think the One GX1 Pro is best for that, because it actually has a pretty decent keyboard. Probably the best keyboard out of all these, right? Well, the AN Neo doesn't even have one, but this one, obviously, the keyboard's not that great. Compared to the Win Max, yeah, I think the Win Max probably actually has the best keyboard, but the One GX1 Pro has a pretty decent keyboard as well. And I think that one, it would be good for people who are doing other stuff other than just gaming. Of course, there's the detachable controllers. You can detach them and just use it as like a mini laptop UMPC type of device. So I think that's for people who want to do other stuff other than just gaming, and then you would pay a $400 premium for that. And then for people who are kind of in between, this one is the smallest display. It's probably the most portable out of them all, and it's $1,000, so it's competitive with the AI Neo. It doesn't perform as well as the AI Neo on the GPU side, but I'd say it's still pretty good value for people who want the smallest one. Right, smallest one, still pretty decent performing, and yeah, I think this is just for people who are kind of in between, also want a keyboard, right? That's there, right? Want a keyboard that's there, and they want the smallest display because it's the most portable. Then they go for the GPD Win 3, and of course you go for the Win Max if you want something a little bit bigger, and you don't want to pay as much as the One GX1 Pro. Then you would probably go for the Win Max. So yeah, guys, let me know in the comments section below which one would you get. Would you get the AI Neo, the AMD Ryzen processor, the better graphics chip, but you can pretty much only do gaming with it. You can't really do much else. Or would you get the GPD Win 3, which is the smallest out of them all, very pocketable, the Vaio UX form factor, which I think is really cool. You do have a keyboard here. That's not the best keyboard, but at least it's there and available. Or would you go for the GPD Win Max, which is a lot bigger than this, but also has a much more usable keyboard. You can use it as a mini laptop or a netbook, in addition to a gaming system, but the GPU isn't quite as good as this one since it's using a previous generation Intel Iris Plus instead of the Intel Iris Xe graphics like in the Win 3. Or would you go for the One Netbook One GX1 Pro, which also uses the Intel Iris Xe, therefore more powerful than the Win Max, also has this mini laptop configuration, which you can use it for more than just gaming, and also has detachable controllers, so you can use it more as a gaming system when you want it to. It's definitely the most flexible out of them all, but also the most expensive out of them all. But just an FYI about those One GX1 Pro controllers, they look the exact same as the One GX controllers, which I really didn't like in my review. I just felt they were so like cheap and plasticky feeling. Seems that the One GX1 Pro has the exact same controllers, so just keep that in mind. I don't like those controllers. I do think that any of the GPD Win devices and the AI Neo have better controllers than the One GX1, and probably the One GX1 Pro as well. So that's just a disclaimer there. So yeah, let me know in the comment section which one you guys prefer, and as always, thanks for watching. Alright, let's play some NBA 2K16 on the GPD Win 3. Okay, let's do this. Hello. Okay, I'm going to get some historic teams against each other. Easton Lakers versus 0-1 Lakers. Yeah, let's do that. Alright, let's do this. On the Magic Kareem versus Shaq and Kobe. See who wins.
To bring you all the action. We've got the Los Angeles Lakers taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's check out who's on the floor, courtesy of Gatorade. So the Lakers 5 right now.
There's vibration too.
They've got Bryant.
Didn't know that the GPD Win 3 actually has vibration motors on the back. So that's pretty cool. Has rumble feedback. Rumble, baby.
That one as well as anyone. Kev, you're right. That's like his signature move once he goes airborne.
Turnover.
Los Angeles on D.
Robert Horry.
Dishes it to Grant. Scott against Bryant. Off the mark with the outside fadeaway.
You almost
almost have to assume he's going to knock those down when he
Worthy.
is that open. Worthy, the pass to Johnson.
Yeah, there we go.
He shot 52% from the field in his years with the Lakers.
I'll bet that's what they talked about before the game. You know, getting the ball inside early.
And it worked to perfection, Clark, on that possession. We'll see how that plays out in terms of being a big part of their game plan.
Fantastic dunk, and he decided to hang around up there for a while, Kevin.
Well, maybe, he didn't want to land awkwardly. I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe
guys, come on. He's up there posing. He's posing for the photographers. That's all that's about. The kick out to Bryant. All sorts of time. That's good. Kobe's got his first points in this one. Just reliable, guys. He's just always trying to make the right play. And the Lakers have possession. 4-point game. Here's Johnson, and they cash in right away with the quick shot. Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage. Down low, deflects the pass. The first quarter of action, 2 minutes in. And he was fouled on the way out. 2 free throws now for him. Yeah, easy call.
Yeah, you can hear the smack all the way over here where we are.
Lakers shooting their first free throws of the game right now. And he makes the first, but misses the second. The Lakers on D. And here they
Yeah, the Win 3 has vibration motors. That's pretty cool.
Usually, if he gets to the rim, he's converting it into points. But the defense stood tall there.
Worthy, no good. Doris Burke has some information for us. Doris?
Well, I had a chance to catch up with Los Angeles' head coach. He said the key to this matchup will be their ability to limit the quality looks close to the basket. When facing a team like this one, he said, you don't stand a chance giving up easy looks inside. Guys?
Thank you, Doris. Shot clock at 2. Los Angeles with another miss. The Lakers break. Inside. Green kicks to Abdul-Jabbar.
Alright, Kareem, you can do this.
Good
Hook.
shot on the way.
Oh,
Second chance shot.
there.
Green with the lay-in.
Under the sky
He's
hook.
got his first basket of the night.
Under
Very
the
nice
sky hook.
pickup of the offensive rebound. And once he gets his hands on it, you know it's going back up and back in.
Fox against Worthy. Fox kicks to Bryant. And he didn't get quite enough under that one. I didn't see that miss coming. I mean, he's usually been money from that range. Johnson goes in. Dish now to Abdul-Jabbar.
Okay, let's do this. Sky hook. Yes. Sky hook.
Shot in basketball, the hook shot. Lakers trailed by 3. To the middle. Here's O'Neal.
Wow.
And down it goes, jamming that one
Here's Shaq
home.
with the jam.
Really crisp, intelligent passing to make that basket possible. Pass to Worthy.
You guys can hear the motors vibrating. Sky hook. Oh, another hook.
Nice form on that hook shot there. Abdul-Jabbar's gone 2 of 3 from the field. And shit with the
It's
slam.
Shaq dunks.
Explosive
Hard to stop.
leaping
Hard to
ability.
stop.
Oh, that was pretty, and he just has that effortless knack for getting inside. And guys, how about how fearsome he is at times? I mean, you'd hate to be the guy tasked with guarding him. And you know what? That's one of those heat checks if he's taking shots like that.
Yeah, heat check or not, I
Oh,
don't care how
3-point
hot
play.
he may or may
Damn it.
not be. He's not making that one.
Yeah, terrific play right there. Great strength to finish through the contact.
That's exactly how it should be done. Get the bump, concentrate on the shot, and you'll get the bucket too.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now.
Michael Cooper.
Thompson, he's checked in for Abdul-Jabbar. Rambis comes
come
in
on.
for Green. Thompson, he's checked in for Worthy. And it's Cooper in for Scott. Now here's Johnson. 4 on the shot clock.
Shoot it.
Puts it up from 12. Marries
Oh.
the jump shot. Johnson's
See that?
got 6.
Right when the shot
Now
clock
1:13
about to
left
expire.
in the first quarter of the game. Outside, George. They set the pick. Outside, Kobe. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. And he gets it to go.
Here it is again. On a lot of their possessions this first half, they've established great position inside.
Yeah, just getting the ball into the post.
There we
has
go.
to be option number 1 for them right now.
Another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively so far.
Yeah,
And I think we're going to see them operating a lot of their offense from the interior today.
Now here's Kobe. 5 points in the game. Ori gets the bucket.
Friggin'
Timely
Robert Ori, man.
leads to assists, and that's been the recipe for success. Everybody on the same page, completely in sync. Tremendous communication and awareness.
Rambis passes to Thompson. 8
Oh.
minutes to go. And it's the Lakers the other way. We've got 28 seconds left in the first quarter. And again, it's the Lakers.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket, right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist.
Magic.
They've done a lot of that today.
Magic.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Johnson can't hit.
I'm charging.
It's George on the wing. He's covered by Thompson.
Dare you to shoot. Come on.
And so he draws the foul
Yeah,
on
earn
the
it.
shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Even from over here, you can see that one pretty clearly. No question about it, Greg. I mean, a ton of contact and a good call by the official.
Oh.
The second from the line. Johnson with it.
Come on, John. Come on. Oh, darn it.
Time, but it's no good.
Okay, let's see what the second half's like.
And the first quarter is in the books. Second bucket.
Oops.
To get underway. And a chance.
No slowdown at all, by the way. I'm getting 60 FPS on this. No slowdown at all. Pretty good. Why have Michael Cooper as the main ball handler? That's so weird.
They've established their
Where's
presence
Magic?
in the paint tonight. Also, a lot of their scoring to this point.
That's not my main ball handler.
Cooper is out there with Byron Scott.
Why I got Michael
Then there's
Cooper as my
Worthy.
main ball handler?
And it's Green.
It's weird.
And it's Abdul-Jabbar. In at the 5, roaming the paint. That's who's in the game for the Lakers. Ori with the rebound. Lakers lead by 8.
It's a weird lineup.
And here is Harper. It's stolen by Green. Here's Worthy.
What? Come on, yeah, there we go.
Should room around him. Here is Harper.
Worthy with that Statue of Liberty dunk. Come on.
Pass to Ryder.
Isaiah Ryder.
Here's O'Neal.
Oh, no one can stop Shaq.
For the dunk.
And Kevin, plays like that are really the reason they've got a nice lead right now. Just a great job on the
What?
Break the jam and the follow gets
Why do
there
you throw that out of bounds?
Base jumping. Clark, look
That's
at
so
him.
weird.
They're really into it.
Yeah, they sure are. That's
It's
a little
really
salt
weird.
in the wound there. I mean,
Careless
they take
turnover.
this and turn it into one of the plays of the game. That hurts.
Here's what the Lakers are going with right now. Grant, he's checked in for Manson. And it's Foxen for Orr. And that's out of bounds. The Lakers will retain possession. Lou, he's checked in for the Lakers. To the paint. To the wing on the left. Shoots from the corner.
Oh.
It's good.
Damn it.
He's got his first 2 points of the night.
Hi, Lou.
So timeout called here. The first for Los Angeles. Shaq is really having a good game here.
He's really taking it to him inside. They got to find a way to slow him down.
Lakers
Cooper,
trail by
I don't know
10.
where's Magic.
Pass to Worthy.
Magic should be the one running down the ball. Where's Magic?
And we're now about a minute and a half into the second quarter. Worthy's
weird.
gone 1 of 3 on the night.
Where's my substitutions? Where is Magic? Come on, Cooper. Magic in there. Actually, I have Cooper shooting guard. It's okay, yeah.
Fox passes to Ryder. Count that one.
Let's call a timeout.
And the Lakers lead by 12.
You know, of the last 6
So weird I don't have Magic in there.
have come on the
So
interior.
weird.
This is major smash mouth basketball, guys. They're all about imposing your will offensively, getting
The Magic back in there.
behind the looks their coach drew up.
Johnson, he's checked in for Byron Scott. Johnson attacking. And
Oh.
again, the Lakers, no good.
You know, they don't score on that shot, but they're going to be happy with those kinds of possessions.
Screen by Grant. Here's Lou. He's guarded by Cooper. 9 feet out. Shot misses. So the Lakers will take it the other way. Pass to Johnson. And he pulls the layup off the glass. got 8 points.
Just the shot they wanted. Point blank range.
Pass to Fox. Here's Lou. He's guarded by Cooper. Lou passes to O'Neal. Gets in, and he's a very efficient 5 for 6 on the game.
That's their third straight make off an assist.
Great ball movement. Johnson attacking.
There we go. I want that foul.
He earned his money on that foul. Yeah, if you're
Give me
going to
that
foul,
foul.
then make sure that you don't give a chance for the and one.
This is his
What?
first chance at the line tonight. Kobe's checked in for Ryder. 2 shots. And he sinks the second. And we're now a little over 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Back to Bryant. Takes a shot at the elbow. A rebound by the Lakers.
The defense did a really good job of choking off the middle there once he got inside.
Oh,
Stolen by Grant.
what a steal.
Here's Lou. The feed to Bryant.
Oh,
Good
he's
on the
wide
baseline,
open.
Jay.
Come on, who's guarding him?
Kobe's got 7 points.
An open jump shot there,
He's
and
got him.
D not putting up any resistance today.
Cooper kicks to Abdul-Jabbar. It's going to be 2 free
They
throws
foul him?
for
Okay.
contact on the shot. The Lakers have gone 2 of 4 at the free throw line. The free throw drops for Abdul-Jabbar. Thompson, he's checked in for the Lakers. Thompson comes in for Worthy. Both shots good from the stripe.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that. Man, I like their approach
Kobe.
to the game right now. There's
Don't get on.
tremendous aggression on both ends, putting the onus
Finally,
on the
Shaq
officials.
missed.
Those are chances. Almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points.
Oh no, bad turnover, bad turnover.
Keep him out of rhythm.
Out of bounds,
Shit.
the Lakers will
Bad
take
pass, bad
possession.
pass.
And that's just
Oh.
carelessness there. I mean, you have got to have
I saw
your
the guy
head
behind
in
him
the
and I
game.
thought I could pass him.
Memphis is checked in for the Lakers. And Los Angeles making a change here as well. Shaw's checked in. Grant dishes to O'Neal. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here.
What a game we've seen here for Shaq. 10 points and a steal. Offensively, defensively, man, he has done it all. All hustle, non-stop effort. He just doesn't quit. Great resilience and relentlessness.
I don't even have Kareem back on anymore? What the heck? I want Kareem back on the field. Give me Kareem back on the field. And then
Scott, he's checked in for Los
call timeout.
Angeles. George is checked
I
in
don't know why
for the
Kareem
Lakers.
went off the field. I want all my best guys on the field here.
With all the looks they've given up on
It's
the
like a playoff
inside,
game.
and also
Need all my best guys on the court.
Yeah, and I think he's going to let them know about it.
weird.
They're playing some soft interior defense, and you can't win that way. That's a recipe for disaster if you're not going to play with some physicality inside.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for
Okay,
us.
come on.
Hey, Kevin, during that last
Hook shot.
break, I heard the Lakers
Oh,
coaches
look at how far that hook shot was.
That's what he told them.
Man.
Specifically,
That's why I wanted Kareem back in the game, man.
pick and roll as often
That's why I want
as
Kareem
possible.
back in the game, baby.
He also told them that he wants to see
You need those
multiple
hooks.
passes on every possession. He said that was the key to getting the best shot each time down. Maybe making those early adjustments will give them time to judge their effectiveness by halftime. We'll soon
Oh.
find out, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. Kobe
Oh.
with the steal. Shaw passes to O'Neal. And Bryant wide open. He shoots. And the Lakers with another miss.
I don't think so.
I'm shocked that it didn't turn into 3 points. I mean, he makes you pay off
I don't think so.
every time. Pretty passing. Timely recognition as to where the open man was.
Lakers leading by 8. Outside, George. Abdul-Jabbar with the block.
The Magic is faster than these guys. Freaking Kobe was guarding me
Johnson against Bryant.
already.
Here's Abdul-Jabbar.
There we go.
Turnaround jump shot. Abdul-Jabbar's got 6 points in the quarter.
And a big height advantage right there. You know, it's tough to bring a big man that far away from the goal, but that might be a mismatch they're willing to live with.
Now, here is George. The 11-footer. And he wills
Oof.
Sinking right through off the back iron.
I like the way they're working the ball inside because when you do that, you get higher percentage shots and typically good.
Get in! Get a foul. Oh, I expected to get a foul.
They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display.
Oh,
of team
damn it.
play. And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator. Sade, I like that, Greg.
Oh!
And the dunk by Antonio.
Take that.
And he just leaves the D in the dust
Yeah.
and explodes to the basket.
See that
You're right.
dunk.
Clark, maybe a momentum changer
Oh,
right
here's
there.
Kobe.
It could be Kevin. I mean, a
Kobe
dunk like
passed?
that can sometimes get
Kobe passed in the clutch.
really.
And
I'm
so that's the
surprised.
end of the first half. Lakers lead by 8.
All right, so yeah, pretty good. 60 FPS, solid 60 FPS in NBA 2K16. Not bad, pretty good. Yeah, it runs for NBA pretty well. This is not on high settings, it's on medium settings, but still. Seems to run medium settings pretty well. Blacktop would be interesting to me too. Yep. Alright, NBA 2K16 runs pretty well on the GPD Win 3. It has rumble feedback, which I didn't know that the GPD Win 3 had, but it has rumble feedback and vibration. Has some motors there. Yeah, 60 FPS on medium settings, pretty good.